What do you think about copying your idols? You have said a big inspiration for you has been Casey New York Neistat. Yo, it's Q&A Wednesday. You know what that means? It's Q&A Wednesday. That means that you should follow me at Hayden_Pedersen. You can send me a DM and I'll have a look at it, and I might answer it on videos just like these, like I'm doing today. But anyway, let's get into it. What are your favorite lenses? Also, your photos are super. Thanks, man. My favorite lens is my 24-70mm, and I only recently got this like a few months ago. Basically, it's my favorite because the aperture can go right down to 2.8. It's just great for everything. It's great for vlogging. It's great for shooting weddings. It's great for shooting events. It's great for shooting B-roll. It's just such a great lens, so highly recommend it. I think I got it for like $1,400 or $1,600 or $2,000, something like that. I can't remember. Hey man, love your videos. Thanks, bro. I was just wondering, do you prefer mirrorless or DSLRs and why? I've shot on DSLRs for a very long time, and then I made the switch to mirrorless, and I've loved mirrorless ever since so much because one, it's so much more portable, so actually carrying it around, especially when you're on the go, doing run and gun shoots rather than having to pull out this massive, it's not even big, like SLRs aren't even that big, but it's just, I don't know, it's just convenient. I love Sony, so I like mirrorless Sony cameras rather than old DSLR, yeah. Yo, love your content, man. Thanks, Alan. Alan Mully. Thanks, Alan Mully. Would you ever consider coming to Ireland? Hell yeah, I would love to go to Ireland. It's like, that's like on one of the top countries on my visit list. That's one of the top countries that I want to visit. Hey Hayden, love your work. Super cool to follow someone who is so down to earth. Thank you. Thank you. As someone who is aspiring to become a content creator myself, one thing I struggle with is those days where I lack creativity or those creative juices. How do you deal with those days or moments where you can't quite figure out how to get a message across to your audience or create epic content? Okay, well, first thing, to get your creative juices flowing, you need to get momentum. And this is the same with everything. This isn't just with photography, filmmaking, creating. This is literally with everything. If you want to start getting pumped about something and just be like, oh, hell yeah, I'm looking forward to this, you have to get momentum. And to get momentum, you literally just have to start. So if you create something on one day, then the next day you'll be like, okay, well, what can I create the next day? So the next day you create something, and then it becomes easier and easier. And then you create that momentum, you create that rhythm, and you keep doing it, and you keep being like, okay, I want to create more and more and more. And it's like this dopamine fix that you just need to have, and you just keep going, and it's just amazing. And you need to get momentum. But in terms of creating epic content, bro, like seriously, when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You don't have to think, okay, I want to create this massive, like amazing, epic film or whatever. That's fine and everything, but majority of the best videos that I've made are just the most simple ideas that I barely even thought of. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go out and shoot this today, so let's go out and shoot this. And then I just had no expectations whatsoever. I was just creating, and that's the point. It's all about just creating, just going out and doing stuff. Majority of the time, it doesn't even matter what you're doing. You just have to go out and do it. And that's the same with everything. And like, that's what I preach in my work, and that's why I'm so passionate about answering this question. So good question. Don't be a perfectionist. Create something today, even if it sucks. Your inspiration is contagious. As photographers, we love to see everyone's work and gathering ideas from each other. You take that to a different level. Thank you, Hayden, sorry. I'm sorry for correcting you. It's a really nice message. I really hope you do see this. You are a true idol. Thank you so much. It actually means a lot that you say that. I just wish that you spelt my name right, but either way, stay awesome. What's the most expensive thing you have related to cameras and stuff? Out of all of my camera equipment, probably actually my A7S. Like the actual camera itself, I think it goes around 3,500. All of my camera equipment together, I don't know, would probably be around at least $10,000 minimum. I hate talking about money. Why don't I even answer this question? What do you like more, filmography? Filmography, that's a new one. I think it means videography or filmmaking, or photography. Filmmaking, making films, making videos, that's my primary thing. That's my passion, that's what I love. Photography is also a passion of mine. It's kind of a hobby thing that I have on the side that I can make videos about. So integrating photography and filmmaking, like mashing that up together, that makes me feel so happy, so creative, and I just feel like I'm super in my element when I'm doing that. When will you come to Croatia? I have no idea, but I would love to go there. Do you go to school/university? I went to school. I finished school about 4 years ago now, and I went to university and I finished university. Specifically, that was film school. Film University, SAE Institute Melbourne, that's where I went. What do you think about the Blackmagic Pocket Camera 4K? I've never actually used this camera before. I've heard that the quality is absolutely amazing, but in terms of like actual portability and the practicality of the camera itself, I haven't heard very good things. But don't take it from me, I'm no professional on Blackmagic products. Will you ever come to Toronto to visit one day? I love Canada, so 100%. How did you get to know 7th Era and North Borders? North Borders, Mike, he messaged me on Instagram because his friend told him about the content that I make, and he's like, oh bro, you should link up with this guy. So he's like, he looked at my content, he liked what he saw, so he messaged me, and then we took photos together, and we've been really good friends ever since. And now it's just like we've got this crew, and it's awesome. How do you think of all the clips you shoot on B-roll? Because my brain stops thinking after 3 clips, then I can get to no extra clips. I honestly don't know what you're saying there, but I think that the main thing that I got from that, I think that you just need to start thinking more creatively. Think outside the box. Think like, okay, I can do a medium shot, I can do a close-up shot, I can do a long shot, I can change up the lenses, I can change up the angles. Like there are literally, and that's what's so good about filmmaking or even shooting B-roll sequences in general, or photography, everything to do with this. There are infinite possibilities. Anyone who thinks that there's a limited amount of possibilities in terms of like the different angles and shots and everything that you can get is definitely mistaken. Think of different ways to shoot things, think of creative things, and just thinking outside the box. That's all I can say. Take one shot, just be like, okay, how can I do this the exact opposite way? What would be the inverted way of shooting this? And that'll already give you twice as many ways to shoot. How did you start up your photography business and how did you grow it? Love your content, by the way, it's killer. Thanks, man. My photography business, because I live in a small country town, everything's very local and a lot of people know me as it is. So what I did was I started up my company, I messaged people, and then I was like, okay, can you message other people? And then I kind of spread it that way, like on social media. And like I gave them the link to my Facebook page as soon as I put it up. Because I was already a photographer beforehand. I was already doing photography for a different business, which was also local around here. So everyone knew that business. Because I was talking to people at parties and I'm actually becoming friends with them, everyone got to know me as the photography guy. So when I made my own business, it kind of just went, people kind of knew that I could deliver on the products that I sell, which is taking good photos at parties. It's all about networking, doing as many gigs as you can, and even if that means doing the first few gigs for free, doing whatever you can to pump out content and make sure that people see your content. Networking and social media 100%. What should I buy first, laptop or camera to be a filmmaker/photographer? 100% a laptop. If you haven't got a computer that can edit or use Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere, or anything like that, 100% having something that you can edit on, that is so much more important than having a camera. Because you think about it, if you have a phone, a mobile phone, that has a camera inside it, so just use that for now. Buy your laptop, get that all sorted, and then get some more money, and then the next kind of thing you can do is maybe invest into a camera. I love your videos so much. Thank you, Natasha. I noticed that you have posted some from abandoned buildings and have shared photos on Insta of them. Do you enjoy exploring abandos? Abandos. And do you think you will post more content from them in the future? Keep creating. Will do. When it comes to abandoned photography, there's a few things to think about. Like, okay, so the first thing is, like, I don't encourage really anyone to go out to abandoned places because one, majority of the time it's actually trespassing. And two, you put yourself at risk. It could have asbestos, it could have things that are just, like the roof could cave in on you and stuff like that. There's just a lot of health risks that could be involved. You're the one that's taking the photos, you're the one that's doing the risk. I'm not holding myself accountable for that. But at the same time, will I go out and do more abandoned photography? I can't see myself not doing that. Like, abandoned photography is amazing. It's so good because it gives this post-apocalyptic sort of vibe. And just as a location, like especially when there's graffiti and stuff around, it looks really cool and it gives a really sort of mysterious, dark kind of vibe that you can't really get from going anywhere else. Whenever I do these kind of vlogs, I kind of just play it by ear. What do you think about copying your idols? You have said a big inspiration for you has been Casey New York Neistat. Do you try to emulate his style and put put your own spin on it. How do you deal with people trying to put you down, saying you're just copying someone with more exposure than you, or has been doing hybrid shooting or just filmmaking for longer? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense completely. In the past, I got a lot of comments saying like, this guy's just a Casey Neistat wannabe, he's copying Casey Neistat, he copies Peter McKinnon. I kind of listened to it because then it's like, okay, my style must be pretty similar to them if I'm doing something like that. But at the same time, like, you can't let it get to you. You just think about it and you're like, okay, well, I know that I'm gonna find my own style on the way, so I just keep on making more content and then just do what works, like for my audience. And that's exactly what I did. Like, back in the day when I was really inspired by Casey Neistat to start vlogging, you'll see that my style is very similar to Casey Neistat's towards the very start of my vlogs, especially when I was in New York, like vlog 20 to vlog 30, like those were very Casey Neistat similar styles. But as I made more and more content, I started to develop my own style and I tried new things and I looked at different artists and stuff. I grabbed inspiration from them and I put my own spin on it. And then it's just like this whole mash of other different artists and like me trying new things and just like this whole creative just mush that's just come together, and that's what my style is. You're not gonna find your style straight away when you're starting out on something. If you do, then that's very rare and good on ya, but that's not what happened to me. For me, it's taken me a long time to find my style and what I do specifically as a content creator. That said, you should always try your best to deviate from what other people are doing, because that's what's gonna make you stand out at the end of the day. That's the end of the Q&A. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question. I'm sorry, but I'll try and answer it in either next week's Q&A or the one after, or the one after, or the one. You just have to stay tuned and you might get an answer from me. I apologize. But either way, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, once again, do that at Hayden_Pedersen. Send me a DM if you have any questions or whatever. I'll answer it on here. I might answer on here. I can't keep any promises because I hate letting people down. Anyways, if you like this video, maybe consider liking and subscribing. It's up to you. You know what to do. It was awesome hanging out with you again, and I'll catch you next time.